Good morning, and welcome to your daily Farm and Home Show, brought to you by the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host.
Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Josh Jackson with the University of Kentucky Biosystems Ag Engineering. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now you're going to show today how high-tech agriculture really is, and there's so many new advances that are coming along with agriculture, but you guys are working on something that's relatively new in the state.
So we're working with actually introducing drones with cattle. So we're actually specifically researching how do cattle respond to the introduction of drones into their environment.
And you've been doing this for a little bit, right?
So we've been doing this for about 2 years. So last year we did it with a group of dairy heifers, and I said that was cheating because they're going to be a little tamer. And then this year we switched over to actually doing it with some a set of yearling beef heifers and a set of 2-year-old beef heifers.
And so how have the cattle responded?
So it's been interesting because for the first 2 weeks there was some, we're looking at heart rate. So one of the things we're doing is like kind of measure a physiological change and then a behavioral change. So looking at their location change. So to measure the behavioral aspect, we actually put GPS collars on the cattle, and then to measure physiological response, we put like a big Fitbit on them, essentially. So it went around their heart girth, and so this is fairly long, went around their heart girth, and we're measured pretty much to get their Fitbit, see how much they were afraid.
Yeah.
Was there any change in heart rate? So what we saw was that the first day there was some movement, there was some increase in heart rate, but after that, and we flew about 5 times per week for 4 weeks for each set of animals. There was no change in heart rate. We saw that the heart rate would stay somewhat similar to where it was initially. And so it was actually very interesting to see that the animals were calm. We were flying at about 25 to 30 feet above ground level for these animals.
Okay. And so you were flying around, measuring with the Now, did they just wear this while you were flying?
So they wore that for 3 days, and so we flew for 3 days, and we did morning flights and evening flights to kind of simulate when farmers would actually check their animals. And so, or right before they would come home. So, the morning flight was to see, maybe before you go to work in the morning. We didn't do any night flights because we were technically restricted, but we did morning flights, just so that we get, so the animals are waking up, trying to see how they would respond. They were all cool. Some even would still remain laying down.
So it just really didn't faze them at all?
So it didn't faze them at all. We did 2 different patterns above the animals as well. So one set we had, we did a grid pattern over the entire field. Then a different set, we actually flew circles directly over the animals, within 20 feet of the animals. And we're flying 20 feet. And they're just like, oh, it's just a Monday. I mean, that's all that they did not respond negatively. And
well,
so
that's good.
And these were heifers, the set of heifers we had, we had a single strand of polywire was all that held them in this field. And so they would jump between fields at night, but when the drone was there, they were fine. So even though they were excitable during the night, they were fine with the drone. So that was been kind of a neat aspect for us to analyze and watch.
Absolutely. Now, what are the practical applications? How could farmers or livestock owners utilize the drone?
So how we're utilizing it, really right now trying to monitor, where are the animals? Are they going somewhere? Is there any issues? So if they're limping, really trying to do health monitoring is our goal with these drones. So one, trying to make sure they're not negatively affected by it. And then 2, we're going to try to use it for health monitoring, looking for pink eye, looking for, lame animals, trying to analyze movement to a certain degree. And so really just trying to get those out there and, maybe even search for baby calves. And, that gets into, we have to get some maybe thermal cameras and capabilities on our drones as well.
Yeah, but all applications that farmers utilize a lot and could really cut down on steps and different things like that with this, and especially if it's not bothered, if they're not bothered.
If they're not bothered by it. So they're not bothered by it, and we're working on aspects to automate this, because our goal is to automate the entire process of checking animals. And, it's also beneficial to check fence lines. After a storm, as the crow flies, this thing go 35 miles an hour in the air, and you can check fence lines in no time. And so it can be a really handy tool. It's a good toy for a lot of people, but we want it to be a tool for a lot of producers.
And I know we talked about it earlier in the week, but you're gathering cow face pictures to kind of run a program to be able to help you utilize this better.
Yep, we're doing facial recognition, and we're trying to get this integrated with that. So that's kind of where we're trying to fly at 25 feet and potentially a little lower to see, can we get the best resolution possible to identify animals who are having issues and get that facial recognition, and you get to look at the eyes as well to look for issues.
Yeah, and sometimes cattle won't let us get that close, and if the drone can let us get that close, it'll give us a nice visual image.
And that was one of the things we saw with the study as well, that the cattle actually ran from us more so than they did from the drone.
Absolutely, because they were probably above them out of some of their flight zones. So appreciate the information.
Oh,
if
no
you
problem.
have questions about this project or applications for use of drone in livestock operations, make sure to contact your local extension office. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
If you have questions about today's topic, please call the Warren County Extension Office at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching and have a great day.